Okay, so this is like one example here, and let's do like add one, right? And so make sure we are in chapter 10 for the moment, and we'll do things like we'll say how about we'll call this parameters. Okay. So let's create that. And as I said, we're not touching the package 01. Can you all type in the chat, what should I add in line 3? What should I add here in line 3? What should I add here in line 3? Great. Yes. So in order to use array list, you need to import java.util. Okay. And again, I want to do public here. Now, this time we want to create some methods. Okay. So let's create a method, public static, and like what we did before, and we can do double, right, and max. So that means if you give me an array list of double values, okay, what we had before, can we return a double value that is the max of among all the values, right? So we pretty much can copy the code. So if I go back to the max here exercise that we did, okay, and let me just try to copy this one and see what's the changes we got. All right, so we copy. And so what we did here is we say integer, it's not integer, so we'll actually have a double, right? And max value equals values 0. They say, we cannot do 0, right? So what we need to do is instead of square bracket 0, we should do dot get, and then passing the index of 0. All right, so am I doing this right? I think so. So it is actually array list double values. So max value equals values dot get 0. Okay, and then we'll do loop over, and then the values cannot have a length. So what's here? We need to change this to size. All right. I don't know what they don't like. Sometimes it is the end of, they don't like copy and paste from one program to another, but let's just see. So for loop over, and I need to loop over from 1 and to the sides. Again, this one here is get I. Get I is greater than the value, then we'll do that get I. Okay, and then we'll return that. So in here, if I'm doing, say, array list double, okay, and we can call this A, and new array list double, and we can say a dot add. We'll give some numbers there, okay? So say 3.4, and let's just say if we want to find the highest GPA in the class, 2.6, I don't know, a dot 4.0. Oh, I misspelled it. At, all right, and I can add 2 more. So we can add those. 3.8, say 3.6. And we want to print max is, and we'll say 8. We actually can do max and passing 8 into it. Okay, so let's see why they don't like this one here. Do I run? Let's try to run. There are compilation issues here. Okay, obviously didn't run. Why? I don't get it. That doesn't make any sense. I didn't see. Public static double. Okay. Double max value equals to values that get 0. Illegal character, yeah. They don't like me to copy and paste, so that's bad. Okay, so somewhere they don't like me copy and paste there. In the front, for whatever the reason. It's very strange. Not a statement. Yeah. I try to be lazy and copy the code, but obviously they don't like me copy the code. So I'll try again. Public static double max array list double values. All right. Double max value equal values dot get 0. It's okay if I'm typing this again. All right. And so delete those. Yeah. And then we'll say for int I equals 1, I less than values that size. And then I plus plus, enter. Then we'll say if values that get I is greater than max value. And then we'll update the max value to the values that get I. And I'm gonna just return max value. There we go. So it's the same thing. They just don't like me copy and paste. Okay, that'll be fine. Yeah, it's the same code. For some reason, when I copy and paste, they add some weird characters in it, which we cannot see either. Okay, so if I run this one now, so several things here. For example, that for I have a generate in array list, right? Then I pass this array list into the method called max, and they should return me 4.0, right? Which is the highest GPA. So if I run this one, you can see the max is 4.0. Okay, good. Now let's do something also interesting here is that, for example, you can find to see if, you know, what's the lowest one. You can change to the lowest one. You can also, for if we want to find out how many, you know, how many values are below, say, certain one, and we can do the same thing here. So we can do the parameters again, passing parameters. So we'll say public static, and so now we return an integer because we want to find out what's the total number of GPAs that's above certain amount. So maybe we'll return integer, and then we'll say above, right? And so we'll have array list. Okay, and we'll have values, and then we need to give another double to say, yeah, I don't know, for we want to say some one value. So we want to see how many values in the array list it's above certain value, right? So it's pretty much the same. We'll say integer count initially equals 0, right? And this is the value. We want to return the count, okay? And so how we're going to do that again, and we pretty much can copy the code here. You know, copy the code here. Every time I copy, they don't like it. All right. Okay, I'm not going to copy that. They don't like my copy and paste. So we'll say for inti equals 0. Now I need to go through each one of them. And for values, that size, and I plus plus, and I will say if values that get I is greater than or equal to the certain value. That's, yeah, equal is fine. But I probably prefer just strictly greater than the value. Then we will increase the count. Say count plus plus. All right. So for example, in here, I want to see what's the number above 3.0. And then I can print this again. And so I say total number of values of 3.0 is, and then I can call that one, which is above, and then I passing the A, and I also passing a value. 3.0. So it should return me there are 4 of them, right? Okay, so if I run and see here, the max is 4 and the total number values above 3.0 is 4. Okay, and so this example demonstrates to you how can we create methods and that taking an array list as a parameter. Okay, array list as a parameter. And so this gives you another example is that we have array list as one parameter and we can still have a primitive data type as another parameter. And the list can go on. All right, so that's another example.